And then we've got Ed's marvelous piece of what's the terrain piece called, Ed?
Shrine Luminor.
That's it. Yeah, I
So
absolutely love this. You had a bit of difficulty with this, haven't you?
yeah. So there's huge cracks all the way around the rocky part of this, and my initial plan was to fill it in with green stuff, but it was just taking so long to get it like nice and flush. So I tried just slapping on loads of green stuff and filing it off, and then it all just sort of peeled away. And then I tried two methods to finish it off, which was some plastic putty, which is what Pa from our local club suggested.
Yeah.
And that worked pretty well. They didn't fill them all the way in, so you can see I've still got some cracks. And actually the best thing I did this little test area where I just put super glue in there. And that worked perfectly. So next time I think I might just fill in those gaps with super glue, because as long as it goes, convex instead of concave, you just don't get all that pigment landing in there and making it really obvious. You can get away with it if it's a bit out, if it's a bit outy. If it's a bit inny, it just shows up so much, especially when you're doing your dry brushing and your washing.
I mean, it's not so bad on the rocks, because you can just say, well, it's just a rock in it. But the water, you really needed it to. You don't have cracks in water.
Yeah,
I think I'm not an expert, but I know.
Yeah, I might go back and put a little bit more white on like the crest of the waterfall, because it would be whiter there anyway as it gets all like churned up, and it might help to hide that sort of unsightly gap. But I couldn't bear to spend any more time trying to fill these gaps. I did like 3 passes of the plastic putty.
That water is so good.
Oh, thank you. It took ages, to be fair.
It is so good. I mean, you're probably right. A bit of white down the bottom probably wouldn't go amiss, but and I don't know whether you did it on purpose, but around that bottom step, the way it's just lapping over some of it or not, I just think it looks alive, which is the best compliment I think we can ever make to a model.
It's a really amazing model. Like the detail on a piece of scenery is like didn't need to be that detailed to look good, but it's a beautiful model. The tree, like all the trees and the overgrowth that you stick on all over the place, they're all completely optional as well. So if you wanted to do a more sort of like barren Luminef army, then you could forego all that stuff. But
that's cool.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it.
There's a guy in one of my WhatsApp chats who's been talking about rather than spending all of his money on a new Be'lakor, he's going to take his old Be'lakor, stick it on a shrine, and like put Nurglings in the pool and make it all slimy and bloody and gross.
Be quite cool.
Yeah.
If he sends you pictures, you have to share them with us.
So those candles are resin candles for Green Stuff World.
Oh yeah.
And my thinking behind it was, since I did my Cathaller as a widow, and she's going to spend basically every game up there from now on, I wanted it to be a sort of like a shrine to the dead. So in my headcanon, my lore fantasy that I'm going to write out one day is that the Cathaller lights one of those candles every time a hero of the Luminef dies in battle.
Nice. I love the like the bronze work on this like arch as well.
That's contrast, if you believe.
Is it?
It's,
okay.
Like, I did a couple of dry brushes with a grey base, and then snakebite leather all over, and then a couple more dry brushes and some yellowy colours. And it comes out really well, doesn't it? It really highlights those cracks.
Yeah, it does. It's really nice.
It's amazing. I really like that effect you've got there.
It's so good. So good.
How long did it take you, Ed?
I think I did it in 4 sessions, and I was painting for like 2 or 3 hours each session. So not too long. The main, like the bulk of it, the actual shrine and the rocks didn't take that long at all, because it's mostly dry brushing and washes. So as long as you got a big enough brush, you can knock those out really quickly. It's just the water, and then the trees, mud, and little plants like wheat.
And how long?
The really time-consuming stuff.
Once we can start going out and playing games again, how long do you think those two little bits on top are going to last?
Oh, not at all. I've decided I'm going to put this on a base, so I can magnetize it for transport easier. Yeah. Because at the moment, all I can really do is sort of rest it delicately in like a blanket or something. Yeah. And I'm not happy with that. All those candles are ping off immediately.
It does look like it would tip backwards very easily. Is it just resting on this front pool?
No, there's another back bit, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't think I gave you a good view from the pictures I sent, but yeah, there's a little rocky outcropping that it's attached to. It is a little bit wobbly. Yeah, and that's another reason I want to put it on a base, because it will make it nice and stable. And I also want to do some of the cobblestone effect, so it like ties in with my army a little bit more. Now this is very important, and anyone who doesn't paint the toe beans on Selenar when they paint their Selenar is a coward, and I don't respect them.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but it's just a nice little detail, which, like you said, like a lot of people probably would forget or not bother to do, but it's just little details like that, which I always sometimes find like makes quite a large difference in the end result.
I think saying they forget is probably giving people a little bit too much of a get out clause. I would never even think of it. That would be brown, same as the rest of it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that's. Do you have a cat, Ed?
I've had cats in the past. I don't have one. Okay. I have a lizard.
I'm also a lizard man. But yes, well, that's. It's probably because you've had cats. Then you realise it. You probably have to paint the bottom of the paw.
Yeah, it's very important.
No, it's cool. It adds a nice touch to that. The man himself, the arsehole.
Yeah. I was so glad to be done with this model by the time I was finished with it, and I still look at it and think like I could touch this up, I could touch that up, and maybe someday I'll go back and do it. But yeah, the two models I've done this month are the two biggest models in my army by far, and I'm just I can't wait to do battle line. I just want to do one dude on a small base, no like winged god beasts or gigantic rocky shrines.
Those gems you've painted on that model are fantastic.
They're really easy.
Just follow stunning. They look really realistic.
The Games Workshop, like their YouTube channels, like video on how to paint gems is perfect.
No, they are brilliant. They are absolutely brilliant.
I was quite happy with how the face turned out as well, because obviously Teclis's face is a notorious feature in Warhammer community, being pretty divisive. He always looks like he smelled something rotten.
He's an elf. That's what they look like, isn't it? But they say
standard.
But faces and bases, isn't it? That's what you want to concentrate on, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and I shall tell you for why.
How are your Lumineth coming along, Topper?
Well, that's why I don't like it. Because I can't put any of my Lumineth up for show until Ed's finished doing all of his and you've all forgotten about them.
Well, I got bad news for you because I got like a 250 quid order of Lumineth like a couple of weeks ago. Got the rest of their book.
Bugger. It's just brilliant. I love the little bits of snow detail on the statue as well. I think sometimes people forget that. I just think it's. Do you know what? Both of these, I'd be absolutely honoured to have them in my collection. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
And I like the fact I know you're saying about the Games Workshop video, but your shrine and this model now, Teclis, you haven't gone with the default box art. You know.
Oh God, no! Yeah, you've made them your own.
But these are new models, so it's not like, yes, there'll be a lot of people who would have painted them as soon as they came out. But, you know, when you do, I don't know, a Bellacore that's coming out, you know, he's been around for a long time. So there's references you can go back to and go, how would I make that look? Whereas these are, for your imagination to come up with this color scheme and these styles is very good. I'm very impressed.
Well, thank you. I think not painting box art is the only rule I have in WoeHammer. I always want to make my own scheme or like design. Like if I was going to do Space Marines, I'd have to do my own chapter because it's the only way that I'd be like happy.
Yeah, that is a route I'm starting to go down now myself, avoiding box art. But yeah.
Although my Selenar is pretty on the nose for box art.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think because you've got like enough of your own style to the way you paint, it's you can sort of say like it's influenced by the box art, but it's definitely your own style. So it's like it's so unique compared to the box art that it's sort of its own thing.
Your blending on that is phenomenal.
I do love your style of painting.
It's just I always do lots and lots of really watered down like contrast or make my own washes with like base paints or layer paints and a lot of medium. Because obviously the shades that you get are all dark, so anything you add them to, they're going to get darker. If you can make your own wash with like a bright color and a lot of medium, and you get all vivid results.
No, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. God, look at that.
He's so huge. He is definitely going to break in transit at least once.
Yeah. What size base is he on? Is that the big 160 mil?
Yeah, 160.
So it's the same as the giant base. Yeah, that's massive.
Yeah.
So it won't fit on the temple then, or whatever that.
No. In fact, the temple, I think. So I want to put on a base. I think it's going to have to be a 160 mil base as well.
Yeah.
Because I tried to put it on a 140, and it was even the bottom bit, which is narrower than the actual temple itself, was still overlapping on the edges. Oh yeah, this is my collection.
Painted for the
Yeah. So the only thing that I'd painted before we started was Eltharion. So everything else has been done since this series started.
Bloody hell! Put me to shame. I've painted like 5 models. God.
Yeah, and you've used a pen on half of them.
Nothing wrong with using a pen.
Yeah, don't knock pens. This stuff has been such a joy.
Honestly, these models are both like they're amazing and disgusting at the same time.
I love them.
Super creepy.
Especially, I don't know if it's in this set, but the Milkmaid one.
Oh yeah, the Mother Superior.
Yeah, it's been a joy watching this project come together because the thing with a lot of hobbyists who just do the Games Workshop stuff, obviously you see like loads of different versions of the same models, which is quite fun, and seeing like people's different takes on them. But this is a range of models I had no idea even existed. So for them to suddenly like appear in my feed fully rendered, it's like really cool.
Well, so I got the 3D printer, and I thought, and so I was like, I'm going to start with some small models, and then I immediately printed off an entire Sons of Behemoth army. So I've got 6 massive models. And
you've only got 2 left to paint, haven't you?
I've only got 2. Well, 1.5. One of them's nearly done. It will be done by tomorrow lunchtime, I think. So the army's nearly done. And I found this range, and I'm like, these are so creepy, and just work really well. So this is one of the baby giants. So this will be one of the man crushers. Yeah.
The question I had when I first saw this, the same question I've got again, is why is his testicle out?
Because you can see he's got quite a close-fitting cod piece, and it's just popped out the sides. Happens sometimes. So. And
is that a sheep head on his shoulder?
No, it's just like.
It does look
flesh.
Like sheep heady, doesn't it?
It's just flesh. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
so
once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
It's a sheep on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So this model have the same accent as you, Ben?
Yeah. I like to drip some super glue on every ball that's on a model, just as homage. Yeah.
This is, I mean, the model is disgusting yet brilliant. But Ben, the way you painted it, I mean, kudos to you. We know you're a great painter, but that is just.
Yeah, thanks. I like the skin. The skin scheme is one I've used kind of on Nurgle stuff before, and it's kind of quite quick and easy and looks grim.
I was going to say I've painted a lot of Nurgle, and so I respect a good inflamed skin flesh tone. But I love
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the metalwork you got in here.
Yeah,
It's got it's such a weird, like, Dark Soulsy vibe to this whole range.
I mean, this is the least creepiest model out of the whole lot, I think.
Yeah.
Is this one of the models that you said you were happy with?
I think I've got the others.
No, not this. No, this one. Yeah, so this is another one of the baby giants.
Yeah.
And this is the one you're pleased with?
Well, not all of it. I'm pleased with the metalwork on the trumpets and on it. I think the next picture is, or there might be a picture of his backside. I quite like his loincloth on the back. I quite like. So yeah, 2 bits of one model that so far I'm happy with. So that's not bad after 30 odd years of painting.
I think for some context, we should point out that Ben is his biggest critic when it comes to painting.
Yes.
And we also look at his models. We all look at his models and go, if I could be half that good, I would be commissioning myself to people left, right, and centre.
Yeah. Whereas
Ben,
I can't stand it.
Oh, it's crap. I'm selling it. So keep an eye on his Twitter page, because these will be for sale at some point. It's about 6 months' time.
Yeah. God, it's just the detail on these are insane. Like those horns coming out of the flesh. It's just
And these are 3D printed at home.
Yeah.
On a not particularly expensive 3D
Well,
printer.
so including buying the printer and the plans and the resin, this army is cheaper than if I'd bought the Games Workshop official models.
Jesus.
Because it probably cost maybe 25 quid in resin, and I think I paid 30 quid for all the plans. So yeah, it's
God.
Like I said, 3D printing is going to change how this hobby works.
But yeah, those are the 2 baby ones, or 2 of the 3 baby ones that I've done so far.
I have got the others, I think. We'll come back to these ones.
Oh yeah, so there's Mother Superior.
Oh God, that is foul.
It's super creepy.
Oh.
It is. Do you know what? That is the most disgusting model I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She's lactating into a bowl.
Yeah. There is actually, so there's some small terrain bits that came with this set, and it's got like an altar with one of those bowls just on it, full of liquid. So I'm tempted to do some terrain pieces for the army as well, and just have a creepy altar.
But she's eating it. She's got a spoon in there.
Yeah.
I think she's giving it a stir, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, you don't want
it probably comes out quite clumpy.
Yeah. But I've changed the basin. So the base I've added basically static. My dad gave me a static grass applicator. So basically anywhere where there is mud on the base, I've covered in static grass, because I think it was too plain and dark. I wasn't happy with it, so I basically grassed the bases. So the bases are lighter, so it's like this grimness is coming through a nice place, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really like it.
The other thing I will point out, Ben, is well rimmed.
Thanks.
Oh,
look at it. She's got one leg which is thin and stubby, and one that's just like.
I don't know if have we got.
I
don't know if I put a rear view picture of her, but she's packing some junk in
No.
her.
No, unfortunately not.
Well,
To be fair, you might
blessing
have faced it.
Yeah.
I prepped for this very late, so there was only a few minutes to put this all together. I just want to go back to these as well because these are amazing. These are some more 3D printed miniatures you've done, aren't they?
Yep. So I've always wanted to do a full infantry guard army, but I didn't want to spend 300 quid on Cadians.
No.
So I saw these and I thought, well, they're pretty quick to paint, and it's going to cost me pennies to print. So yeah, I'm slowly working my way through. I think it's 70 men, and I think 16 heavy weapon teams.
Yeah. Like I said to you, I'm so jealous. I mean, we've talked about this before, but I'm so jealous of your army because I've got an Imperial Guard army and I've done one squad, and that's taken me 3 years. So.
What I quite like on this is the Innivan with where it's been 3D printed with the metalwork. It looks like they're all made out of Damascus steel because they've all kind of got the
Oh yeah,
Just-
that's
They've
nice.
got
Just see it on-
rings
Just see
and
it on the arm.
patterns and stuff.
yeah. So yeah, that's not
Oh,
3D
it's
printed.
beautiful.
That's hand painted Damascus steel. That is.
That's incredible.
And a heavy weapon team. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so that's the command squad. Yeah, so that's the 5 command squad dudes.
Do you think
Don't
you'll
think
buy,
I've got
do you
any
think, do you think you'll buy models again?
I went to GW Monday. What day are we today? So yesterday, and I was looking, and I'm like, none of this really does it for me. But I've been thinking that probably for about 6 months now. Nothing GW have released has really kind of hit the spot for me. There hasn't been an army that's come out and I've gone, I need that in my life. So I mean the vampires may change that.
Yeah. I'm looking at those vampires as well. I'm thinking I was looking at Curse City, but like everybody else who wanted Curse City, couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Apart from Ed. Ed, you got your copy, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I got it straight from GW.
That's
It's
it. You know,
weird
on
'cause
this channel.
I like, yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I'll just retire on the money I make selling my copy of Cursey.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
No, it was weird. Like I logged on and the site was down, and then like 20 minutes later I came back on. I was like, oh, it's up. Oh, it's in stock. Yeah, I'll go on then. Why not? And then like another 20 minutes after that, I just logged onto Twitter and it was just a boiling pot of rage from everyone that I know.
I mean, I still think they'll bring it back. I don't think they'll do that one run. I think they'll
Yeah, I think they've got loads of.
they'll be kicking themselves.
They've got loads of supply issues right now, haven't they? Between
Yeah.
I mean,
everything.
look at it. No business in the world is going to sit there and go, so we've just launched a product that we've sold out of in minutes. The demand is still there for. I know. Let's not do it anymore. That's just not business.
No,
They're going
and
to
they-
release it again.
but they did do that with Space Hulk.
Yeah, but then they released Space Hulk again like 6 months later. They released
that's
it, came
true.
back out again.
I think it was 2 years, wasn't it? I think they did
Oh,
it
maybe
in
it
1
was
year.
2 years. Yeah, maybe I've
And
got
then-
this time. But
Then
yeah.
they re-released it. But yeah,
I definitely remember buying it twice.
I think what I'm more interested in is why, Peter, did the Space Hulks? Why did you remember the Space Hulks?
because I wanted a copy of Space Hulk and I couldn't get it.
So you like Hulks? Is that what
I know where you're going with this. I mean, I'm just ignoring it.
Peter, were you quite angry when you couldn't get Space Hulk?
Yeah, you wouldn't like to see me when I'm angry.
Yeah, to
It's
justify a
terrible.
new shirt.
I would
do
like to see
every
when you're
time.
green. Did you say?
Anyway, I look like this woman on the right.
Yeah, so these two are one of my mum's friends she works with is part of a D&D group, so she asked for a couple of characters. So she wanted a ginger halfling and a semi-clad half-orc. So that's what she got. So yeah, so both of these are printed as well, as is everything I seem to be doing now. And, yeah, just a couple of quick little commission jobs.
Ginger halfling and a semi-clad half-orc.
Yep.
That's like the fantasy version of there was an Englishman, Irishman, and a Scotsman who walked into the pub.
But I had to.
No gnome though, is it, Topper?
Not a gnome.
No.
Definitely not a gnome. Gnome's the future.
Yeah, nice.
No, they're awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Know who to come to for our. Well, you already printed my D&D character. I just need to pick it up. I have to paint that up, I think.
Printed mine.
I'm gonna do a series of stories about my gnome on solo adventures.
Nice.
They're gonna be called Gnome Alone.
God.
Ah, dear. Anyway,
Okay, moving on. Yeah.